Welcome back to another video. How's it going, everybody? I'll just be talking about why I don't want Spectre to return in The Flash Season 9, despite what people are saying. And the reason is that I think it'll make his death and sacrifice insignificant and pointless and potentially turn into a joke. For those of you who don't know, Spectre is amongst the top 10 most powerful characters in the DC Comics, period. Now, obviously, I understand that you can and probably should nerf overpowered characters before transitioning into live action. But even then, the Spectre from the Arrowverse is still incredibly overpowered. And I say that it'll make his death insignificant because he would possibly be coming back for a rival of the Flash to save the world. And that's all I really need to say. But to put it into perspective, a rival being for the Anti-Monitor is certainly not a worthy rival of a speedster villain. Not because the Spectre is weaker than a speedster villain, but because the Spectre is significantly stronger than any villain, basically, or yet alone a speedster villain. So, and there are also an array of abilities that the Spectre has from the Arrowverse that he can utilize to instantly defeat the Red Death or any other villain that Barry faces. For example, he can create like bodies for himself. Um, he can give powers to people. He can manipulate matter, and he can also manipulate antimatter. And he has super strength, and he can probably even give himself speed if he wanted to. So that's just a few of it anyway. And I think it'll make his death insignificant because you only really have two choices, in my opinion. You either bring him back at full power and strength, and he instantly defeats the villain that Barry faces. But then, what's to stop him from staying around or creating a duplicate of himself to oversee, the challenges that his friends go through? What about the legends? What about Diggle and the thing that's been happening with his mind and the possible Green Lantern connection? What about Iris and Barry having a baby? Anything. There's no reason for him to not just stay behind and help the rest of his team if he can instantly defeat the villains. So obviously they're probably not going to do that, but then you run into like a logical error. Or option two is that you bring him back, but you nerf his powers and abilities. And if you do that, it'll just make the character as a whole seem weak to the viewers, at least in my opinion. And I would rather you don't bring him back than to weaken a very beloved character just for some fan service. And also that's just like really not possible. There's no way Spectre is losing to any villain, yet alone a speedster villain. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to touch upon. That's it. Peace.